Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today is part 3 of our King Kong marathon. I was going to review Peter Jackson's King Kong remake, but I had to take my dog to the vet again because she broke a toenail and it cost me like 70 bucks. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be renting another movie for a while. Unfortunately. So our fourth movie is probably going to be either King Kong Escapes or maybe the King Kong original. Who knows? Yeah. So today we're reviewing the not King Kong, Kong Skull Island. They don't call him King Kong in the movie, but sometimes they refer to him as a king. It's a little weird. It's directed by. Give me a sec. Oh my god, the stupid mouse. It's directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts, stars Brie Larson as Mason Weaver, Tom Hiddleston as Captain James Conrad, Samuel Jackson as Preston Packard, John Goodman as Bill Randa, John C. Reilly as Hank Marlowe, Toby Kebbell as Kong, who he did the motion capture for Kong, and Jack Chapman. And you also have like two of the guys from Straight Outta Compton, the guy who played Eazy-E and the guy who played Dr. Dre. He's in the movie as well. And you also have the dad from the Death Note remake, which not remake, live action movie, which I still haven't watched. That American Death Note movie. It just looks cringe to me, and I just do not want to watch it. Maybe one day I will. How about this? If we get to like 50 subscribers, I've been meaning to like try to think of, well, what can we do for a 50 subscriber special? You know what? I'll review the shitty Death Note movie. How about that? Yeah. So the story for this movie, it's kind of like if the Godzilla movie was going for 2001: A Space Odyssey, which only had that feel in the trailer, but everybody's like, hey, they're going for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Here they were kind of going for Apocalypse Now, which is, if you haven't seen Apocalypse Now, it is a good movie. But I would watch the director's cut, which is like almost like an hour longer or some shit. It's like a 3-hour movie at that point, which is, this movie is like 2 hours. So the story for this movie is you got, well, there's a bunch of things going on in the movie. You got John Goodman plays Bill Randa, and he is part of this organization called Monarch. He believes in the Hollow Earth theory, which, that's a whole other fucking thing. It makes flat Earth theory look like fucking look sane. In my opinion, I don't know, but yeah, he's like a Hollow Earth conspiracy theorist who runs this organization called Monarch, which are trying to locate giant monsters, right? And he believes there's a giant monster on Skull Island, right? Which is not populated by black people like it was in the previous Kong movies. It's populated by Asians, not Asians wearing blackface like in the King Kong vs. Godzilla movie from 1962. They're just Asian. Right. So he gets Richard Jenkins, who plays the senator in this movie, to piggyback off another expedition, which some guys are going, some company called Landsat, which is this company that wants to map out the island. He's piggybacking off that expedition and is bringing a military escort with him and a tracker. The tracker is played by is Captain James Conrad, who is played by Tom Hiddleston, who's a guy whose backstory is he likes to rescue people in jungles and stuff, because his dad went missing during World War II, right? And the military escort they're bringing is Preston Packard's company, which is Air Cavalry, So it's like it's like a squadron of helicopters. If you ever seen that movie, Mel Gibson movie, We Were Soldiers, that it's the same kind of military outfit, right? Which, if you haven't seen We Were Soldiers, it's a pretty. It has some political bullshit, but it's a pretty cool Vietnam movie. And if you like strategic battles, there's some cool strategic battles, like Mel Gibson's um, company gets surrounded by the Viet Cong and like scattered, so that their only chance to like survive is to pull all their forces together, break through the enemy lines, and attack their base directly. And because the enemy line is so thin, because they're surrounding them, they're able to pull it off. So it's a pretty cool Vietnam movie if you haven't seen it. Yeah, so like Samuel Jackson plays this colonel or whatever who's in charge of this air cavalry unit. They just got told the war is over, they're going home, but he's been given one last mission, right? And what ends up happening once they get to the island, they start dropping depth charges to map out the island, like they did in the King Kong movie in the 1970s movie, right? But here it wasn't to map out the island; it was to draw Kong out. Which what happens is that Kong BTFOs all the helicopters, which is a really cool scene, right? There's a lot of cinematic shots. Like there's this cool shot where they're blowing up the island by dropping depth charges, and you see like the flames in the jungle reflect off this helicopter pilot's aviator glasses, and like what's it? Crazy Train by Black Sabbath is playing, right? Or is it Ozzy Osbourne? I can't remember if that was part of his Black Sabbath group or that was from his like solo career. I can't remember. Yeah, they get blown the fuck out. They all get separated. Tom Hiddleston's with the Mason Weaver, who's like Brie Larson, and like some of the other civilians who are scientists, right? Which is like the guy who played Dr. Dre, and this Asian lady who's like a geologist who's also part of Monarch. They meet up with John C. Reilly, who plays this pilot from World War II who's been on the island for like 20-something years or 30-something years. No, 28 years. Who's a little crazy, right? Shows them a way how to get off the island, but like they meet up with Samuel Jackson and his soldiers, but like Samuel Jackson doesn't want to leave. He wants to get revenge on King Kong for killing his men, because he's butthurt they got blown the fuck out, right? And he's still pissed off about that they had to leave Vietnam unfinished, which there's a lot of political reasons left or right for why, for like arguments why they should have stayed or why they should have left. I don't fucking know. I don't want to get into that. But like, check out Razor Fist has talked about this subject in a couple of his live streams. Check that out. So, but like, our civilian characters are opposed to Samuel Jackson killing King Kong, because it turns out King Kong's presence keeps these lizard monsters, which are called skull crawlers by John C. Reilly, which they kind of make fun of him for coming up with that name in the movie. These skull crawlers are like these two-legged lizards with tails that that are huge, and they're like King Kong's like natural opposition. They kill King Kong's parents. King Kong's the last of his kind, but he's still growing, right? So he'll be, by the time that he fights Godzilla, he'll be a lot taller, right? Even though he's pretty tall in this movie already, right? So yeah, like there's a big epic fight at the end of the movie with King Kong fighting this the big skull crawler, where he uses like a big tree. He finds this chain with a propeller wrapped around it and uses it like like a ninja weapon. It was actually pretty cool. Yeah, I would say the movie. Oh, there's also after the credits. There's like a sequel bait scene, which is where where they show off all the different Godzilla monsters. So I actually missed that the first time around I watched this movie, right? Yeah, but like this movie has like great cinematography, great action with the characters. There's a fight scene where Tom Hiddleston uh, goes into like a cloud of toxic smoke to save one of his party members, and he's wearing a gas mask, and he has John C. Riley's katana, which like you have to you'll watch the movie to learn why he has a katana. But like yeah, he there's a great scene where in slow mo he's killing these like bird monsters while he's getting to like to Slivko, right? Which totally reminded me of something from like 300, which was one of my favorite movies in high school. That movie came out when I was in high school, by the way, so that should give you a rough idea of my age. Yeah, so you have like great action in the movie, great music, great characters. The CGI was great. Really enjoyed this movie. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I I'm looking forward to the new Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, even though I'm kind of like hesitant because I heard the last movie sucked. But I'm gonna rewatch the 2013 or 2014 Godzilla movie, and then we're gonna review King of Monsters. And when the new movie comes out, we'll review that. All right. So that's it for this review. I'm gonna post a couple reviews this week where I'm gonna post a review for the Crimson Rivers, this John Reno movie, uh, a 2018 horror movie called Apostle, which was Gareth Evans like horror movie that he did for Netflix, where he also announced that hey, I'm not doing any more Raid movies. So I give you my opinion on that in that review. And yeah, I'm gonna try to. We still have our Incel month reviews. I'm gonna try to post more comic book reviews. Yeah, that's about it. See you later.